Welcome to another episode of the Becky Choice podcast show. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to it. I took a small break from end of March until now, beginning of May already. Took a small break in podcasting just so that I can serve my community, serve the clients in my group better. It is a high demand program and a lot of the moms are joining, and I'm so grateful for them for not just investing the money, the time, but also really trusting themselves, investing that into themselves, knowing that they are going to come out stronger, knowing that they are going to feel confident and feeling beautiful, knowing that they are trusting themselves in this journey, that everything is going to smoothen out for them. So I'm really excited. I've been pouring my heart and soul into the community, into helping the moms out and supporting them and giving them check-ins and feedback and improving their program so that they can efficiently achieve their goal without too much back and forth. So that's why I took a small break from the podcasting content, as I am always prioritizing my clients first and the Instagram community. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, be sure to check it out at BeckyChoi_. In this episode, I have Sylvia here, and if you are somebody who is from Europe, you might have heard of this term called hypopressive breathing. It came from Spain, and my client is from Spain, and so it's very popular for postnatal moms to practice hypopressive breathing. In another word, in North America, we usually call it the vacuum. Not the vacuum that you vacuum the floor, but vacuuming the breathing. Like you're vacuuming the cavity, the abdominal cavity into like sealing it, no air is going in. So vacuuming, sucking everything up. That's the technical term is called the hypopressive breathing. It's a specific technique to help moms. It claims to help moms to reduce leaking, pelvic floor weakness, and also help with diastasis recti. So my client's been practicing with that hypopressive breathing since pretty much early postnatal after her baby, and it's been months that she practiced that, and so she noticed a lot of changes for sure, but the belly wasn't really budging for her, especially with the roundness, the appearance when she's totally relaxed and she's feeling that the lower core is feeling very weak. So we've been working together, and even after just 1.5 months, she is already seeing some amazing results. So I would love her to talk to you more about the hypopressive breathing and what was the missing key components between the way she was doing her exercises and how I do it, and how we came about bridging the gap together so that she can find a middle ground, because she has been practicing forever and that habit is not going to be easy to change. So we find a bridging gap to help her use her hypopressive technique, but also the way we teach her in the Tummy Warrior coaching program. So let's dive in, listen to it, and I'll talk to you later.
What motivated you or triggered you to take this?
I was very frustrated. I mean, I've always been like quite an athletic person. I love sports. My constitution is also quite skinny. So my brothers are all like very skinny and thin. Most of my life, I could eat whatever I wanted and I didn't put on weight. So I was 44 kilos before I got pregnant. And I think the maximum I got in my life before getting pregnant was 46. So yeah, I was I'm 165, so I'm not tall, but I'm not super short either.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when I got pregnant, I put on 26 kilos, which is massive. It was a 60% of my original weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I ate very, very healthy. So it was not a matter of food. Mm-hmm. Doctors told me that they just like to grow a baby inside of me, I needed to put on weight because I had zero fat, and some bodies which are so skinny at the beginning need to get like weight and then grow the baby. My baby was also very, very big. My husband is big too, so this didn't help at all with my diastasis. And when I had my baby, I didn't know anything about diastasis. Like my doctor didn't even told me this word. Like I was like, I am 6 weeks postpartum. Why do I have this super huge belly? I felt like 7 months pregnant. My belly was huge. I think I sent you a picture of my 6 weeks postpartum. It was super, super big. So I didn't really understand what was happening to my body. And I went to a private physio here in Spain, like a center where they do concentrate on postpartum. So it was like, a pelvic floor physio. And she told me, okay, you have like a huge diastasis. It's open and all levels. So the 3 levels we normally measure. She also talked to me about these 3 levels. And she was like, okay, your pelvic floor is quite good, even though it's tight a little bit. But I'd been doing so much Kegels during my pregnancy, so my pelvic floor was not really an issue at that time, but my diastasis was super huge. And I have also like a problem, which because my muscles are super elastic. So my belly was totally distended, like apart from the diastasis. So at 6 weeks postpartum, I started with Indiva. I don't know if you know this machine technique, Indiva. No, it's like it's a machine which is a physio machine which activates the collagen of your skin, like multiplies how collagen works. Okay. So in our sessions, I went there 3 times a week physically, and we started working on hypopressives at the beginning, only like static hypopressive. And after like 1 month or 2, I really knew the technique, and we started with dynamic hypopressives. So like moving and doing hypopressives at the same time. And at the same time, I did the Indiva thing. So she was putting this machine on me, which really, really helps. I mean, for diastasis, it's a great machine. It's expensive, but I could really see the difference, like when I got out of the session because of this machine. I can send you it later, the name, if you want.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't think I have heard of it. Maybe not so popular here in the North America.
Okay. So here it's quite new, but it's working very good with diastasis. It activates your collagen and like it regenerates everything a lot faster.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we started with this hypopressive, which mainly was learning how to breathe in the hypopressive technique and being in apnea with a lot of time.
In apnea,
so yes, this is quite different from your technique, because I think in hypopressive you are a lot of time in apnea, and also when you do dynamic hypopressives you do it in apnea, so you cannot do it for super long unless you're a super elite apnea person, but I'm not. So this
for
is
those
very...
who don't know what apnea is, can you kind of describe how it feels for you while you were doing a hyperpressive?
Yeah, it would be like you kind of try to put air in your chest and bring everything up, but mainly in your chest, and squeeze a lot your pelvic floor up, and you are in apnea. I mean, it's not like full range pulling, but it has something to do with it, because it's like sometimes you just try to fill up your chest and fill it up again and fill it up again without letting the air go. And you just hold there. I mean, and with your pelvic floor super tight and in apnea, like not breathing again, and then you do your exercise.
So when you're not breathing, you're doing your exercise while you're not really breathing. You're holding on to everything.
Yeah, you're holding into everything. And it's most of it a chest thing. I mean, I was mainly focused on fill in my chest of air. And your technique is more also going into your back. It's not only chest, you know? So it's the 360, it's a little bit different. Well, very different, I think.
Yeah. And then so what happens? Tell us about what happens when you try to, okay, now you have to learn this Becky way of 360 breathing. And how does how does it work for you? I know you were very frustrated for a while.
I was very frustrated because I had been educating my body like for 1 year already. I started your program at 12 months postpartum, so 12 and a half. And, you know, I've been working on this technique. Also, I was kind of frustrated because with this technique, I could see that I was not moving forward. I mean, I had kind of reached my limit, maybe. Also, because this place where I used to go, they told me, okay, you've been really doing everything we know, so we don't really know what to tell you on top of that. So I was like, oh my god, I'm not going into surgery. I don't want to stay like this, because I also have this problem that when someone operates me, my scars don't heal very well. That's why I had to get my C-section operated again 8 months postpartum in November.
Okay.
I wanted to start Tummy Warrior before. I contacted you in October. I don't know if you remember, but then I realized that my C-section scar was opening again. It was 50% open already, so they had to do surgery. So surgery for my diastasis recti is not an option because I heal so bad. Imagine C-section that is not that big opens so badly in 8 months. Imagine the cuts they have to do for a diastasis recti. So I'm never gonna get surgery for that. Not an optional surgery.
It's a big surgery.
Yeah, no. Like if it's optional, I'm never gonna go into surgery. If it's mandatory, of course, but no. So I was frustrated and I was just looking on Instagram and things to do and what people did, and I followed this girl, which is Claire from Ireland. I think you follow her too. She has a huge diastasis, and I think she's gonna go on surgery soon. And I don't know how I found you on Instagram, and I had seen so many people, and but they didn't look real. I mean, people who look great and great. I mean, before they look like superstars, and they had like a mini diastasis, and then they kept looking like superstars, and I didn't see myself there. And when I saw your program, I also saw that you had really gone through that, and that your case was similar to mine. Maybe my belly was even huger than yours, but yeah, like I trusted the method because I knew that the person who was doing it just had gone through that, and it was real. It seemed real. So that was why I picked to do Tummy Warrior.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, and I wanted to try, to heal with sport as much as I could, or at least to know that I have done everything I could, to fix this. I'm quite sure my belly won't look as it was before, like completely flat with no loose skin. This is impossible. But I will do my best, and my goal was to look as less pregnant as I could. So I didn't want to look pregnant. So many people have asked me, are you pregnant again? Are you pregnant again? It's like, no, I'm not only not pregnant, I cannot get pregnant because the doctor doesn't allow me to because of this surgery I got in November. So no.
Really?
Yes, no, I'm not allowed to get pregnant right now. Hopefully I will be in the future, but not right now. And I would really want to have a second child sometime. I don't know when they allow me to. But yeah, so I will try to fix my diastasis recti as much as I can. And then after my second child, I will see what I do. I will have to, maybe I will contact you again. I told Nikitika, like, I will have to contact you girls again for sure sometime.
Yeah. So how do you feel now that you are finishing about the second month? How do you feel with the engagement, with everything you have learned so far?
Yes, well, what I can feel is that my lower abs have gained so much strength. I mean, with the hypopressive technique, because I don't know if it was like I think that maybe the major difference is what you called mind muscle connection, I think. Like, you made me think a lot, really. Like, I was stopping the videos, trying to think about my muscle connection. Like, I was like really tired when I finished your videos, because I was like, okay, if I do this, I feel this. If I do this, I don't feel this. Hypopressives for me are just more like, are a lot easier, are not this complex. You don't think that much. Yeah,
because you have been doing that for over 6 months, right?
Yes, but also when I learned them, I mean, they weren't that difficult. I didn't have to think about so many things. the 360s like technique is very, very complete, I think. And getting to engage my pelvic floor and this zipper that you explained, you have to zip up and your muscle, your lower ab connection, and then stop when you feel that your upper abs are engaging. And like for me, it was very, very hard because hypopressive is you engage and that's it, you know,
and that's
you
it, you hold
engage
your
a
breath.
lot. Yes, you engage a lot, apnea, and you pull as much as you can. But your technique is not like this. So this was like, for me, the hardest part was to know when was I engaging the lower abs, when was I starting to engage the upper abs, because in my mind, the order was Sylvia, engage, full stop, everything up as much as you can. And your technique is not like this. But I think it worked a lot because my hypopressives, what did, or what I understand they did, is they made my upper abs very, very strong. You told me that my upper abs and my obliques are strong, and this is because the hypopressives and all the planks I've been doing, but my lower abs were totally killed. So I had no strength in my lower abs. And I think this is why I bulged so much, and I haven't bloated that much. I changed my menu completely. So I've been following your diet very, very strictly.
Nice.
But so I think like what Tommy Warrior has done to me is like I have strength now in my lower abs that I didn't have before. And this has helped me not having pain in so many situations. Like when I get my kid from the floor, I don't feel my linea alba anymore and things like that. Like common things. I started running 1 week ago without the wrap and I felt good. I didn't feel my linea alba. I didn't feel any pressure. This was impossible 2 months ago, you know?
Wow. I saw how you do hypopressive and you do it so well. Like it looks like you have flat abs, like you look beautiful. I mean, you are beautiful, but like you look beautiful with no pouch, right? Everybody wants to get rid of the pouch. But the thing is that it's not sustainable. How can you hold your breath and being able to run and being able to pick up your kids and being able to chase with your dogs? How can you do that, right? And the beauty of hypopressive, and I'm not like 100% opposed it, but it's really great for people who experience prolapse or incontinence, loose and weak pelvic floor. For you didn't really have that, right? You were doing a lot of Kegels when you were pregnant, you were saying, and then even your physio say your pelvic floor was good strength. So for you to do hypopressive, it helps in some way, but definitely, the upper core and the obliques are just so strong that it just like overtaken everything and do all the work for you. And then so like it doesn't even leave a chance for your mid core, for your lower core to do anything. It's like 90% there and 10% here. And now we have to kind of switch that and unwind those things and unwind that mind to muscles connection you have always had. And just being able to, okay, now we actually need to target that, like to actually feel that pulling in, that sensations, that lift, that engagement without the bulge. It was very easy for you to bulge because just there was like it's like skip, like you engage and then it's like all of a sudden you skip to the bottom, like that part where the belly button toward your lower belly, it's like non-existent for you. But now I'm so glad that you're feeling it. You're feeling it because we do everything that built upon on that foundations. And once you're starting to feel it, I think you're doing some weightlifting exercises now, right? Yeah. And then we built upon on that, how you're engaging, because it's a functional movement. 360 breathing and engagement is it's a functional movement where you can use that anytime, not just through exercises, but like doing your day-to-day task and chasing your baby and dog. So I'm so happy, like that switch. Oh, actually, I do wanted to ask, what made you that switch, that like, okay, now I can actually finally connect?
Nitika had a lot of work with me, I think, because I don't know. Like she was trying to give me so much advice. I think at the end she was like, okay, she's not gonna do it. Let her go. But no, I don't know. Like the idea of, there were two things, like the belly towards spine idea. So imagine your belly going towards spine. And there was another thing that helped me a lot, and is that she told me, okay, Sylvia, you have to imagine that you are doing this. And sometimes when you imagine things, they really happen. Like you have to really think that you are engaging, starting in the bottom and then like zipping up, and then you stop when you reach your belly button. And I don't know, imagining these and step by step and trying it so many times in front of the mirror and seeing what happened to my belly, I ended up doing it. But yeah, it was not it was not easy, and I didn't do it at the first or 10th time, I can swear. But yeah, at the end, if you want to do it, you can do it. I mean, I really like the sentence that you use, that I'm in it to win it. So yeah, it just try it.
In it to win it. Wow. Yeah. What have you always had that kind of mentality or personality in you, like you are in it to win it and you are not going to give up until you do it?
Yes, I'm a super stubborn person.
Super stubborn. You're not. You're not. But you are. I love that determinations and resiliency in you, which is what you have. It's a really good quality.
Yeah, I mean, like my days are quite full, and sometimes I start. Well, normally I start around 9, where I'm very dead of energy, but I just eat a banana before so that I'm not that hungry, and then let's go. I don't think it. I know I have to do it, and if I think it twice, maybe I say, oh no, I just prefer to lay on the sofa, but no.
Yeah, plays the major roles in anything that you're trying to stick to it. And once your mindset is like, oh, this is very comfortable just sitting here, like, oh, let's just take a look at your phone for 2 minutes, no problem. And the next thing is like, okay, you know what, you're too comfortable, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I've taken it like one more task I have to do every day, just as washing dishes or whatever. It's like I cannot leave it because no one is going to do it for me. So that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. Like, it's been really good watching you over the last 2 months. And I mean, we have 2 more months. You're only halfway there. But I really love that switch of that hypopressive. And that's why I wanted to invite you here to talk about experience before you move on to more exciting things. So yeah, it's great. Any wording you would say to the mama who just started?
I remember a lot of things. I'm a lawyer, so I remember a lot of things that are said. I have a lot of
memories.
Yes, it's trust the method. Okay, so if you are here, you paid money, and you're investing your time in this. You're not gonna see results maybe in the first weeks, but you have to trust the method. Okay, because sometimes I do things is like, is this really gonna help? Because does this have to do with my diastasis? But you have to trust. You have decided to do this program, so it was your decision, and trust the program. Do whatever they say, and you're gonna see the results further, or before or after.
Trusting in yourself, feeling yourself full, like having that abundance of mindset that this is gonna work, instead of having that scarcity mindset. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna try. It's a totally different mindset.
Totally
different. Go in it with different kind of attitude.
Yeah. And you have to do everything, like, breathing, the drainage massage, obviously the eating. And like, if you look at them one to one individually, you're like, is this going really to help my belly? But when you put them all in all, you see that it makes sense, and you can see the results. So I know it's time, like people, it's not 30 minutes a day. I think it's more, because if you walking, the exercises, if you do the exercises, like thinking about them with the corrections, you write to your coaches and you receive advice, at the end it's more than 30 minutes away, but it's really worth it. I mean, you have to take the most of the program. And I am determined like this, like if I do something, I have to do it well. I cannot do it bad, or at least try my best. And like, if a person
that's it, like try your best, best. If you have no regrets later on, like if you try your best and you're like, you know what, maybe down the road, like surgery has to happen, at least you tried, right?
You
will not regret that, because you did your best, and that's all we want for everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much to talk about your journey and sharing your experience with us, Sylvia. I really appreciate that.
Okay, thank you very much for your program, and congratulations.
Thank you.
It's very complete from all the points of view, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yes. Well, I'll be with you for the next 2 months at least, and really looking forward to seeing your complete transformations.
Okay, thank you very much, Becky.
Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, just text me on our app, and then I'll be there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye,
Sophia.
And that's it for another episode of the Becky Choice podcast shows. And if you enjoyed the episode here today, please share it with your mom's friend, any new moms or a mom to be about to give birth. I think they will find it very valuable as well, just like you did. And check it out more episodes on Podbean or on your Apple Podcast to find out some inspiration, some testimonial from the clients or the previous clients who have joined the program, and see what they say about it and how it has helped them. And also tips, of course, throughout the last 40 episodes already. Oh my gosh, and we are already in mid of May, early May. The first quarter is already gone, and I want you to think about where you're going to be another 4 months from now. And my program, the Signature Tummy Warrior program, is 4 months long. Where will you be 4 months from now? So really dive deep into the reason why you're doing stuff like that. Why are you not doing anything? Or why are you only wishing you want something? Why can't you do something about it, right? Is this not something in your priority? And which is okay for some people, right? Some people, they just can't prioritize their health and wellness, which is not something I recommend, but there are times that it's just really hard to prioritize. So, but what is your take? What is your why? And what do you want to prioritize? So that's something for you to think about it, and I will see you next time. Talk to you later. Thank you.